Yeah, so I'm David Janczewski. I am Director of New Business Ventures at the Royal Mint. And I'm here to talk to you today about what we're up to with blockchain here. How can a 1,100-year-old organization be in blockchain? You could argue if we can do it, then anybody can. And I'm going to tell you a bit of the history, what we're up to, how we got to this point. I'm going to tell you what we're going to be launching in the next few months. And I'm going to tell you about what the future might hold and kind of what our vision might be for RMG, the product that we're putting to market. But before I do that, I just want to leave you with a thought that I had for the whole kind of piece. Yesterday, a couple of times it came up, and it kind of is in the headline here, is Bitcoin the new digital gold? Well, I guess at the Royal Mint, we've thought about this a lot, and I guess my thought and my view on this is, well, actually, I think digital gold is digital gold, not Bitcoin being digital gold. So just hold that thought, and I guess we'll kind of go into a bit more detail. So it might surprise you to know that the Royal Mint started looking into kind of Bitcoin way back in 2012. So in 2012, Bitcoin kind of hit the mainstream, really had high profile, lots of public awareness, lots of news raising about what was happening with the price. And our look at this was one of concern. We are an organization that has been making money for about the last 1,100 years. And here was a technology and a digital currency, as it was described of at the time, that was coming along and potentially we saw as a threat to our core business. So we spent some months, a good number of months, analyzing that product and analyzing what was good about it. But I guess we saw two things that we believed could be improved upon. And those two things are, the open access, which is one of the things that everybody, raves about with Bitcoin, is the fact it's open. But actually, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's hampered adoption. It's one of the things that has made it more difficult for governments, regulators, institutional bodies to be able to actually adopt and take on Bitcoin. The other one was the price volatility. So, anybody who's holding Bitcoin right now is absolutely loving the price volatility and the fact it's really rocketed probably in the last year. But there's a correction probably going to happen. And we have to deal with a lot of volatility. So, we looked at it and thought, well, these are great. It's a great capability, but maybe there are a couple of things that could be improved. At the same time, we have a growing bullion business, physical gold investment business. And physical gold is one of those things that there's a big demand for, a big market for, but that has some problems too. So physical gold, I don't know how kind of you may have seen there's a gold bar outside, and you can see just how many security guards there are around that gold bar. But physical gold is extremely precious. And by that, what I mean is, it's probably best described by using an example. So if I had a 6-foot cube of gold, about my height, on this stage right now, that would be worth a little over $3 billion. So it's an incredibly precious metal, in the truest sense, it's described. But it doesn't take an awful lot of it to actually be worth a hell of a lot of money. And coupled with that, it's difficult, it's very dense, it's very heavy. Any of you who've tried to pick up the gold bar, it doesn't look like it should weigh as much as it weighs. It's really, really heavy. So gold has these things where, everybody wants to use it. It's been a form of payment and settlement for about the last 5,000 years. So it kind of is recognized as something that everybody, would want to use as a way to pay and have been using as a way to pay. In fact, we've made gold coins for the last 500 or 600 years at least, and it's been used as a means of payment and settlement. But these days, it's too precious, you can't do with it. And so hence we conceived the idea of RMG, Royal Mint Gold. Yeah, the naming took us ages, I must admit. But so we conceived this idea of how can we merge two great things? Can we merge gold with blockchain technology? So can we take the benefits of both and actually put something in the market that yields a real advantage to a wide number of people? And hence we conceived RMG. So what is RMG and how does it work? So at a very, very simple level, we put those large bars of gold in our very secure vaulting facility. The Royal Mint's got a very large, very secure vaulting facility. May not surprise you. We then issue RMG tokens, and 1 RMG is the equivalent of 1 gram of pure fine gold, onto a blockchain and make them available for sale through a trading platform that CME, and Sandra's going to talk a bit more about that in a moment, that have put together in terms of putting that to market. So it's a really, really, arguably very simple concept. And we're going to put that product to market later this year. The first target audience that we are aiming this product at is the gold investment community. So, the gold investment community worldwide is worth something of the order of magnitude of about $8.3 trillion. There's something called ETFs in that world. Some of you may or may not be familiar with gold ETFs. And gold ETFs account for around about $85 billion worth of investment value today. But when you hold gold in a gold ETF, you have to pay typically something called an annual management charge or a storage charge. It's one of the things, right? Somebody's got to look after this gold. It's very precious. It's got to be stored securely. And we think that's not quite right. So with RMG, we are guaranteeing that there will be no annual management fees or storage costs or holding costs of any kind. So anybody who wishes to invest in gold can do so with this product in the knowledge that they won't be charged for actually holding the investment. Not too dissimilar to how people hold cash today. It doesn't typically cost you to hold cash. And we think that's something that's revolutionary and something that will really kind of change the market as far as the investment community goes. But the investment community is a complex world. It's a complex beast. And this kind of points to how we're going to do this. One of the things that the Royal Mint is good at is working in partnership. We don't tend to go out there and try and compete with everybody. We believe the best way to get the best result is to go out there and partner with people, partner with specialists in that area. And that's very much our approach to this product and this investment community. Our goal is to go find people who are specialists, knowledgeable, have experience, have customers in that investment community, and through them, working with them, offer RMGs to a wider investment market. And that plays to our strategy overall. As I said, our goal is to build RMG from, a kind of a niche investment product into something much greater, and something that we believe could, transform and revolutionize a number of markets. But we'll do that working in partnership. So as I said, we're starting with what is a relatively simple product. It's gold on a blockchain. But gold on a blockchain sounds really simple, and most of you in the audience will have this kind of knowledge and understanding, right? But the ability to move gold, which, by the way, so gold, pretty much every country, every regulator, every government in the world has an already good understanding, a good recognition of gold. We're not asking anybody to, how do I regulate this? What is this? What is this, cryptocurrency? It's not, it's gold. It's really, really simple. It's just gold. But gold on a blockchain means I can near instantaneous transfer value anywhere in the world to anybody who's in the network, and accessible around the world. In doing so, it yields a huge amount of opportunity, we believe. But we also understand that we're not the best people to necessarily go and make that opportunity a reality. So if you look at international remittance, right, a market that has seen transformative improvement in pricing and costs to end consumers, it really is phenomenal how much has gone in, probably the last 5 years, in terms of that improvement. But it's just the start, and it still relies on the underlying, rails of the correspondent banking network to make that hold. With this, we're talking about something that you can transfer ownership of gold to anybody, anywhere in the world. Everybody recognizes gold. There is a standard price for gold pretty much everywhere in the world. It's the same price. And we just wonder how awesome that could be, how amazing that could be in terms of the opportunity that would present for anybody to come into the market and build on. So our great vision is this. We are the Royal Mint. What we do is we make products. Actually, we make products that are probably used more every day than pretty much anything else. We make the most used product in the UK every day, the coins in your pocket, right? But we don't do that ourselves. Other people use our product to make that a success, and that's what we are kind of here kind of offering is we will build RMG, a network of gold where you can be certain the gold is stored safely in the Royal Mint vault. You can be so certain, in fact, that we'll guarantee to deliver it to you should you wish. Okay? And our vision is that of a vibrant ecosystem where anybody can come to us as a business with an opportunity, with a problem that needs solving, build on top of that opportunity something that they think adds value to the market, solves a problem, yeah, and we have a vibrant ecosystem with multiple use cases that anybody can make the most of. I'm sure many of you will get that in this audience, and it's kind of something that really, really excites us because, as I said, we started off, you know, an organization that's over 1,000 years old, worrying about whether we would survive. And I think now we've realized there's great opportunity in blockchain technology, but couple it with something that everybody knows and understands, because it's hard, isn't it, sometimes to do that. And we think that that presents a fantastic opportunity. So with that, I'm going to pass over to Sandra Rowe, Head of Digitization, did I get that right? Yeah. At CME Group, who, and CME Group have gone a long way to helping make this reality, and Sandra's going to give you a bit of insight how.
Great. Thanks, David. First of all, good morning, everyone. I'm actually really impressed how well populated this room is, considering how early it is in the morning. So good morning. I want to really give you a sense of where we are right now from a development standpoint. David has given you a great background on the Royal Mint itself. CME is not quite as old as 1,000 years. We're nearly 200, but from a US perspective, we're a fairly old institution. We're one of the world's most diverse and largest derivative exchanges in the world. And so when you think about what David said, which is they had an idea, they had a vision, and they wanted to launch a digital gold product. And when we heard that, and David and I have been talking for quite a while about this, a light bulb went off in our heads, which is we could make this happen. And I'm really glad to say, you know, I was at Consensus a year ago. The amount of advancement and real production level things that are being created as we speak is amazing. And this is just one example of many examples during this conference that we're hearing about. It's really happening. And so let me give you a bit of insight into where we are. So first of all, we are building out some infrastructure because we want this to trade. And we want to actually make it as frictionless as possible for our institutional clients. So how do we do that? First of all, the role that David will play, or the Royal Mint will play, will be essentially the issuer of the RMG tokens. Only the Royal Mint will be authorized to issue tokens. CME will have no role in that. That is not an authority that we have. That will only go to the Royal Mint. Once the RMGs are issued, let's say in the first issuance, they will then be tradable in a digital spot asset trading market platform, which we are building as we speak. It is in alpha stage right now, alpha testing mode. We have a small group of clients who are testing with us. And one of the unusual things that we're doing here, because this technology is so new, we're actually inviting some of our close institutional clients to come on the journey with us, to learn about digital asset trading, to learn about the blockchain, to learn about all of the aspects of what a digital wallet would entail. And that journey for some of these institutional clients is really quite valuable. And so we're both mutually, they're helping us and we're helping them. So that's really quite exciting. Where we are with respect to the platform is we've partnered, and we announced this last month, with Alpha Point. So if Alpha Point, you're in the room, thank you very much, you're wonderful partners. And they're helping to really collaborate with us on building out a robust trading system. On the back-end blockchain, we are working with BitGo. And if BitGo's in the room, thank you very much. You guys are amazing. We are looking at basically a permissioned private network to start, but we have open sourced the chain. It's called ProvaChain. RMG is the first use case of ProvaChain. So if you go to provachain.com, and Mike Belshi and team are, I'm sure, around, and they can answer any questions around exactly what does that mean and how does that chain work. But ultimately, the real message I want to have here for our institutional clients who are trading and for the audience here is the fact that we're bringing transparency to a market and allowing a different way to trade, execute, and settle. And why is that important? Well, here's the thing. If you think about what we do fundamentally at CME, we create price transparency, and we create marketplaces where you can find pricing. Finding pricing is really important if you need to benchmark what something has of value. You need to be able to see that transparently. And that's what we're trying to do with this digital gold product, is make it easier than ever to know what that price discovery is on the front end, and then ultimately in the back end, transparency of direct ownership. You don't need to ask me or David if you own that gold. It will be verified on the network that you own that gold, and that is your entitlement and right of ownership. And that's pretty critical. And again, one thing we have not announced previously publicly, which I'll do right now, is we're also building out an end-to-end solution for our clients to make it, as I said, easy as possible, take away as many frictions as possible. We will be offering also a cold storage solution. We've been working on this for a very, very long time. And anyone who's in the digital asset space knows that deep cold storage solutions are very difficult, and it's nascent market. We will be providing that for RMGs. And so we will be revealing more about the back-end cold storage solution down the road. But we are in development, and when we go live later this year, that functionality will be available. So end-to-end on the digital side, end-to-end on the physical side. So we will complete that, sort of complete solution to have digital gold be as frictionless as possible to trade. And when you think about the other possible applications, David, we absolutely are focusing on digital gold RMG as an institutional focused investor product. But over time, as David articulated, we hope that it will evolve into many other use cases. Another one just to highlight from a CME perspective could be around collateral management. The ability, we already take in gold with our clearinghouse. Could we use RMG? It's very much different use cases that could apply when 1 RMG equals 1 gram of gold. So with that, I also want to conclude by saying this is the first time, if you think about two big institutions like ours, government, public Fortune 500 company, looking at collaborating together with our fintech partners in this sort of massive project to bring a product to market in a way, in the timelines that, for us, are very, very quick timelines. And that collaboration works, and our development phase is actually as quick as it is because we've taken the competencies of this venerable institution, our fintech partners, and we're putting that together. Not to say that there aren't challenges and difficulties along the way, but we are accelerating the development of this into live production because of that collaboration. And I think that's very critical. And I think we will see more and more of these. And you've heard plenty of it also in the last day. We'll probably hear more over the next couple of days. And I think that's pretty exciting. And I think that's an amazing trend that I hope continues. And David and I will hopefully have a lot more to say in the next few months to come. We will be revealing more and more about the tech and also the product and clients who are involved. But right now we're busy at work, heads down, and we will reveal when the launch date is, but you will hear more in the next few months. Anything else?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.